Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Report. My name is Darryl Kwao. Great to be with you this morning. Hello to our friends listening from Kofo Radio on KTU Radio. Coming up this morning, favorable investor sentiment drives performance of Ghana Stock Exchange as 5 stocks top price gainers in the month of August, I beg your pardon. Also, banks reverse decision to boycott participation in CocoBill's exchange program after securing more release from the Bank of Ghana. Plus, spike in movable assets as collateral for loans expected to improve credit delivery in the economy and reduce non-performing loans. We hear from finance lecturer Dr. Benjamin Amoah. Stay with us for details. And thanks for being with us, everyone. First up, favorable investor sentiment across all sectors drove the performance of Ghana Stock Exchange in the month of August. According to the summary of market activities, the GSE Composite Index surged significantly, surpassing the 3,000-point milestone for the first time this year. This resulted in an impressive year-to-date return of 26.22% for investors. Here's more.
The GSE Financial Stock Index also experienced an uptick in the past month, reducing its year-to-date losses to 14.44%. The top 5 price gainers for the month were Societe Generale, Total Energies, Standard Chartered Bank, BOPP, and SIC Insurance. The volume and value traded increased substantially by 163.34% and 581.62% respectively compared to the previous month. Meanwhile, the Ghana fixed income market also ended the month with 5.33 billion in volume traded, a marginal decrease of 3.68% compared to the previous month and a 66.04% decrease from the same time in 2022. 91.76% of activity on the market was made up of trades in short-term government securities.
Meanwhile, Managing Director of the Ghana Stock Exchange, Abna Amoah, says a lot more needs to be done despite the development.
The market still remains challenged, and we are working with investors, with issuers to step up and take opportunities in the fixed income market. As you all know, the effects of the GDP continue to linger, but the market, we believe, is showing signs of recovery. We also had other companies, state-owned enterprises, some other private companies, some of the listed companies, all looking forward to come to market to raise over 1 billion Ghana cedis so far. And that is why for us at the exchange, we've been working very closely with the fund managers.
Abna Amoah, the Managing Director of the Ghana Stock Exchange. Commercial banks have reversed their decision to boycott participation in the CocoBill's exchange program. This after the commercial banks managed to secure some release from the Bank of Ghana to support the operations. There's more in this report.
The commercial banks in the letter to Cocoa Board pushed for their participation in the Cocoa Debt Exchange program to be put on hold. This was after it failed to secure the reliefs that it got after it participated in the first round of the domestic debt exchange program. Commercial banks had maintained that signing up for the program put a lot of pressure on their operations, and therefore they need these reliefs to stay in business and not breach any regulatory requirement by the central bank. Some of these banks had even argued that this development will force them to withdraw funding for the Cocoa Board activities going forward.
In other news, stakeholders in the cocoa sector have complained about the increasing threats posed by illegal mining to the long-term survivability of the cocoa industry. According to them, cocoa farmers and landowners are giving away their lands to illegal miners for money, decreasing cocoa farm size. The 2022-2023 cocoa season was saddled with unprecedented challenges, but industry players believe if the Cocoa Board intensifies interventions, the sector will do better in the next season regardless of the low projections.
We also want to take advantage of this opportunity to reflect on the emerging threats posed by mining, both illegal and in some situations legal, to the long-term survivability of the cocoa industry. The problem is very simple. Cocoa farmers and landowners are giving away their lands to miners for one reason: money. They do not feel that their efforts and toils are properly and fairly being compensated. Hence, the alternative even if not the best of decision, is to cash in and move out of the cocoa space. The solution is to make the cocoa industry competitive by increasing the farm gate price to levels that are commensurate of the work farmers put into producing cocoa beans.
Letitia Yankee there, she is a member of the Ghana Civil Society Cocoa Platform. Spike in movable assets as collateral for loans is expected to improve credit in the country. That's the view of finance lecturer at the University of Ghana Business School, Dr. Benjamin Amwa. The latest collateral registry report for the end of June this year showed that cash, inventories, and stock of goods top list of items used to secure loans from financial institutions. Dr. Amwa says this will help improve bank recoveries as well as a move that could impact on cost of credit.
This makes it easy for banks to manage their loans. In the long run, we expect that the impact on NPL will be positive. It will reduce NPLs, and it will also make it easy for banks to manage their loan books, instead of going through the laborious process of using land and landed properties for something like this. We should also not forget that because you are making more use of inventory or movable assets, the female now can use their cash and inventory as collateral to support their lending going forward. Because if the buildings and the lands are the main component of collateral, then most of our females will be cut off from that supply of credit. But thank God we are seeing a change in trend, which gives every gender the opportunity to have access to loan when it comes to cash and inventory.
Dr. Benjamin Amwa there, finance lecturer at the University of Ghana Business School. The Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, has hinted that government will embark on the privatization of more state-owned companies in the coming days. This is coming after record losses of some state-owned institutions, which is negatively impacting government resources. Mr. Ofori-Atta stated that the names of the company will soon be published as assessment of such SOEs go on.
I think you saw the Director General here of SIGA. Also, Cabinet has gone through a list of all of these companies to determine the level of privatization that will occur. Because if you look at the state-owned enterprises, you can see that those that are joint venture partners do much better, and maybe that's what is needed. More PPPs, more privatizations, so that they don't become a burden on government, but then, perform their primary task of production.
Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta. Entrepreneur and Chief Executive of Nuweso Shoes, Akosua Sechi-Agyekum, is urging entrepreneurs to enhance their service delivery and provide customers with the best to make a lasting impression on them. According to her, this would help upscale and market their business to a wider range of potential clients. She spoke on Joy FM's Masterclass.
The customer is keen, yes, but the customer is not always right. And as a business owner, you are also not always right. So you have to be able to manage the customer's expectation and make sure that everybody who does business with you leaves with an experience. It has to be a good experience so that they are able to refer people to you.
Entrepreneur and Chief Executive of Nuweso Shoes, Akosua Sechi-Agyekum. Now, independent marketer Yawin Sako has charged marketers and communications professionals to convey narratives which will spur the socio-economic growth of Africa. The former senior vice president and leadership coach cautioned corporate leaders against being overly profit-focused whilst neglecting the values that sustain the culture and growth of the African region. He spoke at the 6th IAA Africa Rising Conference.
All power is tempted by the abuse of power. Therefore, marketing must develop strong values and ethics and principles that guide it in what it does, and not just succumb to chasing short-term profits at any cost to society to make shareholders happy. We are faced with a battle between degeneration and regeneration as marketeers. If we are engaged with the people, we must stay on the side of regeneration to secure the long-term health of society.
Former Senior Vice President of Unilever Yawin Sako there. Well, it's time for Investor Eye, and we'll tell you a series of steps to take when you suspect a fraudulent investment scam, including reporting to the police and alerting other people who may be signing on to such schemes. Listen to Head of Technical, ICT and Digital Forensic at the Economic and Organized Crime Office, Amankwata.
Seek legal advice. If the situation involves financial, it may be wise to consult with a lawyer. They can guide you on the legal aspects, analyze your rights, and help determine the best course of action. Report the incident. Depending on the severity of the deception, you may need to report the incident to the appropriate authority. This is especially relevant if a crime has been committed, such as fraud. Contact your local police or relevant regulatory agency to report the incident and seek their guidance. Inform relevant parties.
And Investor Eye returns next week, Tuesday. Make a date before we go. A look at the markets for you this morning. Crude oil stays at $90 a barrel after yesterday's trading. Gold gained almost $2, open trading at $1,917 an ounce. Cocoa is selling at $3,652 a ton after going up by $3 on